As long ago as 1600 BCE, the indigenous peoples of Colombia, a highly diverse country linking the Caribbean and Pacific Oceans, have been mining gold. While much has changed since these complex civilizations arose, gold miners in the region still rely upon the traditional wooden batea as their principal implement in artisanal gold mining. Last year, for MFM's first annual donor reception, we chose Colombian hand-carved wooden bateas as a fitting gift to honor our major donors' commitment and contribution to the well-being of these subsistence miners. Sculpted from acacia wood, a tremendously beneficial tree species, these elegant utilitarian tools represent millennia of art and culture of indigenous societies. In use every day, bateas reflect the miner's connection to and interdependence with our earth. Many people are drawn to the batea's simple yet elegant balance of form and function. This year, our carver was unable to make them for us, and after several months of inquiring with contacts throughout Colombia, I reached out to La Señora de Anira of San Antonio, a mining hamlet that I visited in 2017 when I first launched MFM. The district of Antioquia, particularly around El Bagre and Zaragoza, is characterized by excessive mercury pollution from mining, higher than most any other region in the world. The 600 people of San Antonio Village were, and they still are, reliant upon mercury use to scratch out a meager living. They know mercury is highly toxic and want to find other means of mining. So in 2017, Señora de Anira, the village president for 14 years, arranged a community gathering and invited me to speak about my vision of finding ways of mining that were more efficient and safer. They seemed delighted by the possibility of discovering better ways to mine and encouraged me to come back. Inspired by the people and their simple but rich lives, I've continually carried them in my heart over these years. I've stayed in communication with De Anira, so I messaged her asking if she knew anyone who could carve bateas for me to honor our major supporters. She said it could be dangerous to visit as there had been paramilitary ransom kidnappings in the region, but I knew I had to go. In conjunction with an Alliance for Responsible Mining board meeting, I arranged a visit, and De Anira said if it was safe for me to enter the region, she would try to find someone to carve the bateas and demonstrate the process. After much uncertainty, warnings, 2 days of rescheduled flights, I landed in Medellin and then flew to the town of El Bagre. My translator and I settled into a small hotel, and the following morning drove an hour to the village of San Antonio. It was moving to see De Anira again, and she invited us to a delicious meal of rice, beans, chicken, and cassava cooked on their outdoor wood stove. After lunch, De Anira introduced me to several of her family members, and to her husband Jorge, who it turns out is the village batea carver. Jorge has been sculpting these elegant tools for more than 40 years. Mother to 8 sons and 3 daughters who are all very close, De Anira relates to her community as her family as well. Jorge had an acacia batea blank prepared that he would carve for one of his sons. He began by wielding a heavy, sharp axe to precisely chunk out the form of the batea's dished interior. At close to the intended depth, he switched to his soleil, an adze-like tool, and began finely sculpting the bowl. He then shifted to rough finishing the interior using a power sander. After a neighbor chainsawed off the excess wood, Jorge boldly shaped the batea's exterior with his razor-sharp machete. He said carving a batea is a 2 to 3 day process. The acacia trees Jorge uses were imported from Australia in the 1990s and are tremendously beneficial in healing land damaged by mining. A very fast-growing species, acacias can grow 1 inch in diameter each year and up to 50 feet in height within 3 years in tropical and subtropical settings. Acacias are highly efficient at sequestering carbon and fixing nitrogen, excellent for quickly restoring soil fertility in areas that have been damaged by mining. Jorge and Deyanira manage a sustainable stand of acacia trees as a steady source of wood for their bateas. Having to leave my dear friends in San Antonio, I joined an Alliance for Responsible Mining board meeting in Medellin, where I proposed that we invite San Antonio to take part in ARM's Sustainable Mines program. The program provides support for mining communities in becoming formalized, licensed, receive fairer gold prices, access to markets, and implement more efficient, non-polluting mercury-free processing methods. Congratulations to our major donors and to all our donors for contributing to the well-being of artisanal and small-scale gold miners everywhere, to a diverse global environment, to a responsible gold supply chain, and to a revered and celebrated jewelry industry.